All right, guys, we're here with Between Rounds. We're doing a Cageside Rewind with one of my favorite dudes of ever, Mr. Efrain Escudero.
Oh, what's up, Coach?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on. It's been amazing building, amazing location.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, everybody, if you're ever going to the lab and you haven't been at the lab for a long time, make sure you check the address on the maps because I ended up going to the old location. But
the wait was worth it for sure.
It was worth it, you know.
So man. It's been, gosh, I like just talking about this and get ready for this. So many memories that we have together, like almost 30 fights or something, and just goods and bads and all over the world.
Yeah, I guess you know, you're a prime example. You're a coach. You're behind the scenes. You're you're the one that made us become the people we are today. Especially because you were our mentors, you were our guides, you were like when we were messing up. And then all of a sudden, you were our big brother. You were like somebody we looked up to. But it took a big toll on everybody, especially because when you see us win, and then we cry.
Yeah.
And then you see us lose. And then all of a sudden, you got to shake it off and go to the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. And it's never ending. And I think one of the things that really stands out to me at one point in like 2013, there was like a photo we took like with 30 dudes in a UFC roster. And it was crazy.
Yeah.
And that was all thanks to you, you know?
Well, it's thanks to all of us working together, you know. It takes everybody that's ever entered this room has put their personality into it, you know, like it got better because of the people that came in. And, and I'm a firm believer in that. Like I'm part of it for sure. But without good people, then it'd just be me standing there looking at myself.
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever came into the lab. There was like 5 of us, and if Yachty fought or Benson fought or somebody fought, then they would leave, and then we were left with like 3 guys.
We didn't have any training partners,
so we were all sad. But then now, I still remember Sean O'Malley, little kid, Kyler Phillips, little kid, all these guys, you know, and these guys are now huge stars in the UFC, and you know it looks good on us, you know.
Pretty cool. Well, something we built together a long time ago. So that's what I want to get back to. So you're a kid. You're born in Sonora, Mexico, right?
Yes, sir.
When did you come to the United States? How old were you?
So
can we talk about this?
Yeah. So funny story is, so I'm writing my book, right? So I've been writing my own book, and what I'm doing now, it's kind of like it's crazy, you know. I'm in medical school. I'm about to graduate, try to be a doctor, you know. So yeah,
I like Dr. Escudero.
I'm like, man, but so, nobody would ever thought about that, not even myself. But as a young kid, I was 7 years old. I was 7 years old. My brother, my mom and my dad got stuck in the U.S. because the residency card was going to expire.
Okay.
So now we're in Mexico. A bunch of kids were getting raised by my older sister and my older brother. No bueno.
How old were your older sister and older brother?
They were probably about, I was 7 at the time, so they were probably about in their like 19, 20. Like
still pretty young to be raising some kids.
So then all of a sudden my mom's like, no, we can't make this happen. So I remember I was playing soccer with the kids in the block. I don't know, I'm 7 years old, you know, I have a 9-year-old, and they say, hey, let's go. Kind of small remember. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Next thing you know, I jump in the back seat of a truck and we're driving, and I'm kind of like, oh, we're going to see the town. And then I start seeing this
pretty far.
And then I start seeing this big fence, and I'm like, and I must speak about it because I was 7 years old. You know, I'm an American citizen now. I was like, and then all of a sudden they put a ladder.
No way.
I'm 7 years old.
You went up and over the wall.
And I went up this ladder. And so how the fence used to go, it was like straight fence up, and it was probably like 15 feet high. And then it made like a little ledge, and it made it like this. So now I'm hanging over. Seeing this, I'm like, right now, I'm 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, depending on the shoes. At that age, I was about 2 feet tall. Yeah. So that drop was huge.
Looked like 1,000 feet to the bottom.
So they kept saying, you got to jump. My brother's like, you got to jump. And he's on the other side already. He already jumping. I'm like, I ain't jumping. like I don't know if you got this jacked up, but I am not jumping. Next thing you know, he's like, you got to jump. And then his friend ended up going up the ladder and just kicking me off, you know. So
Did your brother catch you?
Yeah, he called
Okay,
me.
good.
But now I'm crying, and then he's like, "Quiet, we're gonna get caught. Quiet." And next thing you know, he just says, "Mom is there. You got to run over there." So I remember sprinting, and I can paint you a picture if you were reading it, because I'm like, I put this story in my book, and I'm just literally like, I'm writing on it, and I can remember I was running like the guy, like, you're like a fast runner. You're what's some saying Bolt? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm running like the fastest I could, and my brother's just kind of like, and like beating me, and I was like,
Those little legs are going for all they're
oh
worth.
man, it was like everything. And my mom was there, and they, next thing you know, I saw my mom. She hugged me, put me in the car. Next thing you know, I'm 7 years old in the U.S. So that's how I got to
That's
America.
when you came.
That's how I got to America.
I can't believe I never heard that story
Yeah,
before.
it's crazy. So a lot of the stories now, it's like because I've been reading and writing and everything. So it's like they're fresh in my memory now.
Oh, that's
I
great.
never actually like thought about it. I just kind of went about life, like kind of
Yeah.
going around.
Do you ever talk to your mom about that?
I do, but to the parents, there's just like, yeah, we did what we had to do. You know,
Yeah.
back in the day, it was like, we have to survive. We got to make it some way, somehow. You
Yeah.
know.
And you guys moved to Somerton then?
No, so that was yeah. So that was San Luis, Arizona, and Somerton. It was probably like a 10-minute drive.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So that's where I go, and next day I got my student visa, and I'm like, why did I jump? Why didn't we just apply here and then?
Might have been easier.
Yeah, but that was the story, right? Like, so next thing you know, I couldn't go down to Mexico for the next 13 years.
Oh, so you were there.
I was stuck. I was fully committed. I was like, okay.
Oh, well, turned out great.
It's not a bad deal. Right?
Yeah, I
It's
like it.
not bad.
So you went to all your schooling in Somerton.
I went to Somerton and then Yuma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you went to Cibola.
I went to Cibola.
When did you start wrestling?
So once again, there's this one guy. So back again, let me tell you guys, when coaches and you, what you have done for us, to a lot of people, it doesn't seem a lot. But you guys literally are our mentors, you know, mentors of life, especially because back in the day, and including now, a parent works 2 jobs. They have to provide, and next thing you know, we look at our peers or people around us to be able to guide us, and what they're doing is what we want to do, you know.
Yep.
So there's this guy. His name is Pepe Moreno.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pepe Moreno, you know, you guys might see him in the like some of the UFC fights that I had. He was in my corner.
Yep.
So he was a senior at Arizona State. He was wrestling at Arizona State, and during the weekends, he would travel down to Yuma to visit his family. And out of nowhere, he's just like, picked me out of everybody. He's like, hey, you're going to wrestle. I'm like, I am not going to wrestle. Like, I was just kind of like running around the same people that he knew.
Right.
He's like, you're going to wrestle. And I was like, no, I'm not going to wrestle. Like, I'm not going to put on those. I thought I was a little gangster, right? So I'm
Yeah.
a little kid.
Not going to put on those tights.
Yeah, so then he's like, no, you're going to wrestle. And I was like, no. So then all of a sudden he would be like, hey, let's go to wrestling. And I'd be like, oh, no. And then he's like, you're getting in the car. So then I ended up getting in the car, going and wrestling. Next thing you know, he would go down every weekend, and he would make sure that we were in wrestling and we were doing something. Next thing you know, I ended up winning the state title under him. I ended up going to college because of him. I ended up going on my recruiting trip, doing everything. But see, once again, it all starts with the mentor, you know.
Yeah.
And mentor, somebody that guides us, the coach and everybody.
Pepe's crazy.
He is crazy. I was just with him this weekend. Oh my God.
So he made me at one of your fights. He was so fired up. He goes, you need to hit me. And I'm like, I don't want to hit you. He goes, yeah, right in the jaw. Do it. And I gave him one barely. He goes, no, really? I go, Coach, I can't do it, man. I just can't.
He's one of a kind. Like, you know, now he's a principal.
Really?
Yeah. For middle school.
You better not mess around with that principal.
Man. That principal will teach you exactly what's going on.
So he got you. When did you meet him? What age do you think?
So I met him probably at like 9
So
or 10.
you kind of started not later, but like
Yeah.
some kids, you know, start when they're 4, they start wrestling. So he got you interested in junior high wrestling?
He got me into junior high wrestling. Junior high,
Middle school, whatever.
Middle school, yeah. So middle school. So I started my freshman year. No, my 6th grade. But I was never like any good. I was short and fat. So I never, like, for real, like I was short and I was like literally fat. And then I gave a little bit of a stretch, and then I just kind of like
Grew into it.
you know. But yeah, as for everybody out there that still hasn't grown into it, more power. Hey,
So you're a state champion though, man.
I was a
That
state
turned out
champ.
all right.
I was a state champ, but you know, I slept, and this is where I literally will tell you. So there's Pepe Moreno, and then along comes Terrell Hutzinger.
Yeah.
So he comes out of nowhere, and he actually started coaching me because I kept beating one of his guys. So I'm in.
How does that work? Hey, listen, you keep beating us. Let me coach you a little bit.
So I had a broken hand. It was 8th grade, and I was going against this guy. And I remember I took a shot, and I didn't have a cast. Like I was a Mexican, you know. I'm like, I'm not gonna get cast. So I had a broken hand, and so the Pepe taped my hand. Didn't even like do anything. Taped my hand, and I took a shot, and I lifted the guy, and Terrell said, "Squeeze his hand," and he squeezed my hand, and I set him down. I ended up losing the state.
That son of a bitch.
I know, but then all of a sudden, like we became friends, and then he would always tell me, "Hey," he would call my brother, and he would always or call me and be like, "Hey, you got to run like 5 miles today." And no matter what he ever told me, I was that retard that would be okay. I'm gonna go run 5 miles,
Yeah.
10 miles, and from 8th grade to senior year, I told myself, I wrote down on once again going back to like the storybook, you know. I remember I said, "Man, I don't want this. I don't want to be like my brothers. I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to I want something better. You know, I want to go to college." And then nobody had graduated. I'm the youngest out of 5, so nobody had graduated. So I remember I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I said, "I will go to college." And then I put number 1, and I put financial aid. Number 2. I didn't have a number 2. I just kind of left it. So I'm looking for that paper because I'm pretty sure I have it at my mom's. So all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, I come back and I write on the same piece of paper, "You're going to beat people you're not supposed to beat." So I don't know what my mind did to it. So every single time I would go to a tournament, I wanted that like, oh my God, this guy's so tough. I wanted that high because I knew that was what was going to make my dream come true.
Yeah.
So I was looking for that. So I wanted to be on the Parade of Champions, like at the very end of the tournament, like because that's where everybody pays attention.
Yeah.
You're going to be on the newspaper. You're going to make people proud. You're going to know people will know you. So then all of a sudden, that's all I wanted to do. I didn't care about who was in the tournament. I wanted to know, is he going to make me better? So I ran 30 minutes, a minimum of 30 minutes from 8th grade to senior year. No matter if it was your birthday, my birthday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, I was running at least a minimum of 30 minutes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and after that, I didn't want to run. I hate running now. I'm like, yeah, I think I overdid it.
If it was fire, we're just going to sit there and burn, baby. I'm not running.
And I'm like, where are the kids?
As long as they're good.
They should be able to run now. They're old.
You just toss them up on top of the wall like they did to you.
Yeah, kick them
Jump.
over.
Sebastian will jump for sure.
Yeah, he said like, Dad, you might want to run over here. It was like,
So who was your coach in high school at Cibola?
Pepe.
Pepe was.
Pepe.
So
Pepe
he was coaching high school by the time?
So I was a 6th grader. By the time I made it to my freshman year, he was assistant coach.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he was the assistant coach. And this is what really got me to really believe in Pepe. So I was pretty good my freshman year.
Yeah.
But I was not that good, like at any higher weight, you know. So I could have had an opportunity, a chance to be able to wrestle against somebody and have a better opportunity if it was on my weight.
Yeah.
But the coach was like, no, the 120, because it was 125. So the 125 he's a senior, so we're not gonna have him wrestle off against Efrain.
Right.
So they made me wrestle at 141.
Oh.
Yeah. So they bumped me
Skipped
up
you 2 weight
to
divisions.
it. And I remember one day, we walked out. I walked out of the gym, like we were walking out, you know, on our break, and Pepe got into it with the coach, like they were about to like fist fight, and he was like, "Give him an opportunity." And then when he was talking about me, that really gave me the okay, like
Somebody's here for me.
like somebody's here, yeah, looking out for me, and that's why. That was the day that everything turned, and I told everybody I'm gonna be a state champ.
That's awesome. Yeah. So did Pepe lead you to Pima?
Yeah. So
How did you get there?
So when I got to Pima, I started getting a bunch of phone calls right out of high school. So there was a bunch of phone calls, and my best friend was also a state champ that year. So we were like always
In
together.
Cibola, too.
In Cibola, yeah. So we were always together. We were always wanted to plan together, and something tragic happened in his family and his stuff. So he ended up not going to college, but so I was kind of like in limbo, and Pepe just came in and he was like, "Hey, you're gonna go to Lindenwood, and in California." So he's like, "I'm gonna send you on this. You gotta go to, you gotta go
Recruiting
see,
trip, yeah.
you gotta go and take advantage of this. You know, it's a free trip. You're not gonna know." And I was just kind of like beating myself up because I was like, "Oh well, you know, I'm a little scared. I'm a first one to leave out of high school. I don't know what's out there. You know, it's like I'm trying to be tough." But I'm not really tough, you know. I don't know how I'm gonna survive or how I'm gonna pay bills or anything, right? So then all of a sudden, Pima calls, and Pima was like, well, I was like, what's 3 hours, 4 hours on a good day? You know, I can always come back home. And I went on the recruiting trip to Pima, and they got me so drunk.
Who's they?
A couple of my friends, Jesus Jimenez, a couple of the guys, like they got me so drunk. The team. Well, in the morning, I think I was still drunk because I signed everything.
Nice.
I signed my acceptance letter. I signed everything, and there was no more calls.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I ended up going to Pima, and
Well, it's good that it was kind of close to home too, yeah?
yeah. But as soon as I got there, the coach, one of the best coaches too. Once again, Joe Solorio.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's actually doing jiu-jitsu now.
Really?
Yeah, he keeps competing against Megaton and all these guys.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like, man, what are you doing? Yeah, he's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
He was your coach at Pima.
in Pima, yeah.
How, like, I was going through and you know, checking it out. How in the world did you have all these UFC fighters that went to Pima? Doesn't that seem weird?
So that's where my MMA career starts, right? So, remember, I'm a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I'm a little gangster kid. Like I was like back in the day, you can fist fight and nobody was gonna shoot you or anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
So for us, it was very. You looked at me wrong where I felt disrespected. I would go in there and we would fight. Like I would fight. Like I didn't care. I didn't think about anything else, right? So me and my best friend, we would have host fights in his backyard of my senior year. But we were so broke, we only got one pair of glove. So you would toss a coin. Winner gets to pick left or right, and the other one was a sock. So that's where it all started. So then I go on my recruiting trip. I get to Pima. So now I meet people like Jamie Varner. Mm-hmm. I meet people like Drew Fickett. I meet people like Dominic Cruz. Like all these guys, but I'm looking to be a fighter, right? So I'm asking everybody. I'm in college now. I'm like everywhere I go, I'm like, hey, do you know where I can go train MMA, or like where I can learn? And then people would be like, oh yeah. So I remember one guy was like, yeah, here's my card, give me a call tomorrow. I didn't even sleep that night. I was just waiting for tomorrow.
Excited.
Yeah. So I called him the next day. He's like, hey, yeah, just come on down to the gym and we'll go through it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go, and as soon as I walk in, I start seeing the cage, the ring, and then everything. And I'm like, oh, yes, like this is what I want.
This is what I want.
So next thing you know, he gives me the whole rundown and then says, it will be $200 a month. And I was like,
damn it.
Well, there goes that idea. Like, so I'm like, I'm a broke ass college student. I'm debating if I should become a stripper, which I did. You know, it's like it's good.
Well, that's a good call.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. The next thing you know, I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like, I can't afford this. So I'm like, oh, thank you, man. I can't afford this. You know, it's just, but hopefully one day I can. And the universe speaks to us in weird ways, because as I'm walking out of the same gym, Drew Fickett's walking in. And like, as we're like walking in, he says, Efrain. And I said, you know me. Oh my God. Like, I'm kind of crazy, right? So I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're one of the top recruits for this year for Pima. And he says, I wrestled there. And I was like, oh, okay. He says, hey, I'm fighting Kurt Pellegrino. He's a wrestler. Why don't you help me and then I'll help you and teach you MMA. And I was like, done. So next thing you know, that's how my MMA career started. I became Drew Pickett's training partner because when you first met me, our back control was crazy. Like we would always he had a very good rear naked choke. So my first day of practice, I'm standing there and I look to the side and I see this guy, kind of like skinny, and every time he would dance, like he would dance kind of weird, and I was like, man, like he dances like a butterfly, like he's always all weird, like going back and forth. Well, later on, sorry, Dom. That's how I met Dominic Cruz. I was like, hey, Dom, like he was my training partner. You know, we were like, I don't know.
He was in Tucson for a long time, right? Before he went to Alliance.
Yeah, well, he actually is from Tucson. So he did all his schooling and everything down there. So
wow.
Yeah, so it was, that's how I met him. And we're good friends now. You know, we've been amazing friends for a long time. And it's nice to see people. I like to see my people shine, you know.
So did you and Drew just hit it off right off the bat?
Yeah. And it was just kind of like, I was just the gangster kid, once again, becoming an athlete. And he was just the athlete. He was just kind of like it was crazy. Like, we would be watching fights, and you know, fights would take you down to like 12 o'clock at night. Yeah. Well, he would say, you know what? We're going to train. And I would be like, cool, done. That was my life. That I didn't do anything else besides that. So I was like, cool, done. So we were at the gym at like 1 a.m. training after UFC. And then he got into this thing where he's like, I got to choke you out. I was like, what? Yeah, you got to get choked out. Like unconscious. And you're like, okay, but why?
Yeah.
He's like, because then if you never get choked out, you don't know where you can hold and where you can't hold. Like, you need to be able to measure. It's like a measuring stick. And I'm like,
Drew's crazy. So you know, the medical part of that is not real clear. The science behind that is not exactly right.
Depends on what scientist you're asking. You know, it's like, who's the audience?
If Drew's the scientist, then there's science behind it.
Yeah, Drew's a science guy. God, so that's how it started, and so that's how my MMA career started. Like, so it went like a very fast transition, you know, and then I did 8 months of nonstop training, like 6 days a week, 6 hours. There was a treadmill run that we would do, that Drew would do. Like, it was so crazy. I would dream about this.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I would have nightmares. Like, I didn't like Mondays nor Wednesdays. Like, I would literally, is this treadmill run, I don't even think, like, if somebody was to watch you do it, it's illegal in a couple of states, you know? It's like, yeah, you can really get injured. Yeah, no, so, yeah, it was crazy.
So you fought, though, so you started fighting right away?
No, it took me 8 months.
And then, but I read that you had seven fights in a year.
I had 7 fights in 3 months.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, like, that's what got me into the UFC, I think. It was like, well, they were like all submissions, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but I've had so many fights. So, you know, you guys know this guy, Yatin Meza. He's a crazy fuck. And
yeah,
I love him. He's like my big brother. And
Yachty's the best.
Yeah. So me and Yachty, we would be dumb. Like, we wanted to fight. We wanted the action. So we would go get all our medicals and go to weigh-ins with our medicals just in case. Like, like if somebody didn't make weight, we'll be
pick me.
We're like, I'll fight him. And the people would be like, okay, go.
I read somewhere that that's the record for most submissions.
Yeah, that's
in that period of time.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. You know, I'm breaking records here.
How did you work it around your college wrestling?
So during college season, no fighting.
And Solorio, Coach Solorio was okay with you fighting too?
Yeah, that's why I did, because our break was like, I wanted to get as many fights during our break. So every weekend we were fighting, and just imagine 7 fights in that short period of time.
I can't. As a coach, that makes me just want to throw up.
Yeah, it's 12. What is it? 12. It's 12 weekends. 12 weekends, and
it's basically just every other weekend, but faster than that. Every 6 days.
Yeah, but see, back in the day, it was like, if you were a good wrestler, you knew jiu-jitsu, you would be able to control the situation. You know, nowadays first fight, you're going against Sean O'Malley. I'm like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where did that kick? Who kicked me?
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, now everybody's so much better.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were even Drew was at the beginning of the next generation. It was Hoyce's people, and then guys like Drew that got good at more things. And then you kind of have your guys in your time ushered it into the modern day where guys are good at, like there's 18-year-olds are good at everything, you know, and they're fucking scary to deal with. So then you got to the Ultimate Fighter. Is that
so? I
because you were 10-0 when you went there, right?
at 12-0.
12-0.
Yeah, so I was 12-0. I get in. So to get into the show, the requirements are kind of like weird, right? So you have to send a video, but they don't want to see anything about you fighting because they know you can fight.
Right.
You know? So they want to know who you are. So I remember going and we did a video, and I was wrestling now. I'm wrestling at Grand Canyon University, so I had already transferred. So now I'm wrestling for RC LaHaye down here, and so I'm here, and next thing you know, I'm the captain for Grand Canyon University's wrestling team. So they're like, "Hey, you got to make this video because you want to go on the Ultimate Fighter, right?" So I was like, "All right, cool." So what do you do? So I literally, we put on a mask. I had one of the guys record me, like follow me with a camera. And I would be outside of everybody's dorm, like at practice, before practice. And if you were sleeping or something, I would put baby powder and I would slap you awake. Like I would, and then we just recorded that because I'm like, hey, practice, like, what are you doing? Get your ass up, you know? So
I need to see that video.
Yo, man, it's crazy. So people, like the guys, nobody could tell me nothing, you know, because at that time I was like, I don't care, you know. So next thing you know, we sent this video and I got selected.
Yeah.
But when I got selected, we were doing, like, it was me, Seth, Danny Martinez, myself, Jason Carpel, and we were all part of this Southwest MMA with Santino DeFranco. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you guys got an appearance at the Harley Davidson in Scottsdale. So we're all showing up at there's a fight event. So the whole team is running together. Next thing you know, my phone rings. And so I go in the car and they're like, hey, how are you? And this is the UFC. And I kind of thought it was like they were pulling a leg.
Was
out of
Danny
me.
calling you from the other room?
I thought they were like pulling a leg from me. So I just kind of like, oh, okay. So I kind of sounded very arrogant during the conversation because I thought it was a setup, you know? And then they're like, okay, cool. Well, we're going to send you your itinerary. I was like, okay, send me my itinerary. And I'm like, oh, haha, very funny. And then all of a sudden my itinerary pops up and I'm like, oh, it was them for real? Oh my God. So then I got a little nervous. I went on to the show. I had one too many cups of coffee in the interview because you're nervous. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So they sit you in this room and there's cameras. And first, I'm good with the camera now, but at that time, I'm not. I'm not. Dana White, the producers, Lorenzo Petito was there.
Wow.
And all of a sudden first thing they say is, I'm thinking something like, they're like, are you gay? I'm like, wait, what? He's all like, is that where you want to go in the house? And I was like, and then all of a sudden, they wouldn't let me answer. They just keep throwing like questions at me, like one after another. So like, kind of like they're answering for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're like, you know what? We don't like this. You know what? Nah, we don't like you. And then they say, get the fuck out. I was like, oh no. What did I do?
That didn't go like I thought it was going to go.
I didn't even say a word. Like, I'm like, so next thing you know, I was like, I don't know what has happened within me in my life. So I think of the common sense, you know, how many people do they see? How many people have sat on this chair? They have to remember.
Yeah.
So I tell myself, you have to make them remember you. So I continue, right? I'm fighting with myself. Like, you're not going to remember me. Right now, I didn't say nothing. Like, what am I? So then there's a fruit platter in the middle of the center of the table. So I'm like, hey. And so I grab it. And I'm kind of like grabbing it, kind of like when you're like hesitant, like you're scared and you're like, and they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, you know what? We're starving. I'm starving in that fucking room. And I kind of go crazy. And I was like, you guys don't even feed us. You have us over here. And then you just kick me out. Well, at least I got some fruit, even if I don't make it on the show. He's all like, no, put that fruit back. So then I start licking the fruit. I'm like, you want it back? So he started licking all the fruit. They're like, get the fuck out. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. Hey,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, they say once again, don't you can't say where you're going, what's going on, and you're going to be on the show. So
Well, you went and you had to fight to get on the show.
yep.
How'd you feel about that? Was that like no problem, or were you nervous about it?
No, luckily for me, I had somebody in there, Ryan Bader.
Yeah.
So I knew him because of wrestling.
Yeah.
And so let me take you guys here. Like, so my Rio dad had passed away 2 weeks prior. So I kind of wanted to go and like I was doubting myself when I was getting on that plane. Like, why are you leaving your family? You know, why are you like they're here? So I kept telling myself, well, at least go. You're gonna go, and then you lose to get in the house, and then you kind of like you kind of go that way. And I remember I was fighting Ito Palientes.
Yep.
And so I'm in there just chilling, and it's kind of weird because now when you warm up to get into the house, like you don't know who to warm up with. There's just a bunch of guys. You're like, it's just one of our trips, you know, that we made like.
So you didn't know who you were gonna fight.
Yeah, no,
they just stuck you all in the same room.
They stick you in the same room. They pick, and then
the nerves have got to be crazy. I don't know if they were for you.
Yeah,
but guys are probably going crazy in there.
You know, for me, it started to make me feel very kind of like good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like Stitch Duran, he was one of the cut men's there, and he was the guy that taped my hands, and he was very like the words of encouragement, like, man, finally somebody la raza. Like he kept telling me because I'm officially the first Mexican-born fighter to have a UFC contract. So
I remember that. That's awesome.
So when the rapping and like the Mexicans are like, "Hey, Simón, si puedes," and I'm like, "Okay," but I didn't know this at the time, you know. So, and then Ryan Bader, I remember Ryan Bader's like, I'm like 2 fights up, and he's all like, "Man, that guy came a very long ways to lose," and those were the words by verbatim. He said that guy came a long ways just to take that L
and take that plane right back home.
And I was like, you know what? He did. Yeah. So then I went in there and I went in with confidence. But if Beta wouldn't have said those words, I probably would have been a little more hesitant.
You know, when I watched that fight, in the pre-fight, you go, I'm going to take him down, I'm going to ground and pound him, and I'm going to rear naked choke him.
Yeah.
And you did it.
Yeah.
It went just like that.
Yeah. But see, during that time, my confidence when it came to wrestling was beyond. Yeah. Because it was backed up by hours of gym mat time. I didn't care who I would have. You were not going to wrestle me. I would laugh at you if you said you were going to take me down.
You know what? The thing is, though, as I watch these, every single one of those guys tried to wrestle you.
Yeah.
Every single one. Why? That's got to be crazy.
It was crazy because Johnny Brown was like, "You're another boring-ass wrestler."
And then he tried to wrestle.
Yeah, he's the one that shot.
Guy.
But see,
why do you think it just made him nervous in there? Do you think that was nerves?
No, I think it was just he didn't want to look bad. He wanted a way out.
Oh.
He knew that if we went to the ground, because after the fight, Johnny Brown went up to me and was like, "Hey, you're welcome, a-hole. You know, I just made you famous." And he's still one of the most hated guys in the show.
Yeah,
like,
by me for sure.
Yeah, so he was, to me, it was, I shouldn't have won it. On paper, I shouldn't have won the turn. I shouldn't have won it. Like, on
but that's
paper.
Normally how that is, don't you think? Because it's a weird thing. The pressure that's in the house and always dealing with each other. I think the number one seed never wins. Look at Kelvin Gastelum. Like, he wasn't supposed to win that thing.
Yeah.
There's no way Kelvin wins that show. And he won. Because he's tough.
Yeah.
Same with you. Like, you're just used to it.
You know, the funny thing is, The Ultimate Fighter is a very big, huge show to get in. It's a good platform to get people in, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 guys from the same high school under the same coaches. Pepe Moreno, once again, kept me and Calvin, you know. And funny story about Calvin is we were talking about this last week, not 2 weeks ago. Calvin, I'm the one that took him to the airport when he went to the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So he kept telling me, "Hey, let me see." So when I won the Ultimate Fighter, my first trip down to Yuma, I wrote like because he was trying to become a fighter. I remember autographing his my picture, and I said, "One day this will be you."
That's awesome.
And he has that. So we were talking about that. And so when he went on to the show, he's like, "Hey man, let me see your trophy." He kept telling me like, "Let me see your trophy." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, you know, if I show you it, you're gonna have to bring me one back. That's the only way I'm gonna show it to you." And he was like, "Okay, deal." So I showed him my trophy, the nice little glass. And as soon as he won, he came to my house and it was like, "Here."
That's
And I was like,
awesome.
it was crazy. It was like, it couldn't have been wrote any better,
No.
you know?
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But that show, I kid you not, everybody made it personal. Like, they picked on me. So it was like, once it's personal, like, I don't care.
You know, so you fought Ito, and then it was dominant, it was easy. You get onto the show, and that's what I was going to say. Of all the shows, like your audition, that was what the show was like. It was nuts. It was people just doing crazy shit and getting away with it. Nobody was acting professional. But I remember I had just met you, I think. I met you a couple of times back then. And I didn't really know you. I just knew you were a good fighter. And then I saw you on the show and just how, like, you never reacted to those guys. Like, you just laughed at them, you know? Like, so you fought Shane first, right? In the house, you fought him first. And there's a scene where he literally pushes you. He's in your face, and you're just laughing at him.
Yeah.
Was it like that every dang day?
Not every day, but every time they got drunk, it was like there was times where I'm like, all right, let them let's get up, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I tried to stay civilized because I had a bigger purpose. You know, you wake up in the morning and you're like, you know, now I'm stuck in this show. Regardless of the situation, I can't go back to my family.
Yeah.
So my purpose was bigger. You know, now, okay, so now my way out is way gone. So I'm already here. I'm already go through it.
Yeah.
I just will get something out of it.
Seems like the UFC back then would let people get away with a lot more. Didn't Junie go crazy and throw a glass at like Kingsbury or something?
Yeah, he threw a glass at Kingsbury. Like, there was so many more other antics that he did that weren't aired. But
They just let him stay because they knew he was going to do crazy shit.
Well, he was making TV.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Like, what do we like to see every single day? Like, my mom watches soap operas just so she knows what
the drama.
And then it's good rating, believe it or not. You know, but it was too bad I was on the receiving end sometimes, you know. Everybody was, he tried to fight the guys, pull them into the pool.
He tried to fight all the light heavyweights.
Oh, man, it was crazy.
Bader would have ripped his head off.
Oh, my God.
And drank his blood like a Coke.
But not only that, but so there's this guy on the show, Kaplan.
Yeah, Dave Kaplan.
That man was one of the smartest men I've ever met. Like, for real.
Why?
Like,
Why? Why did
like
you say
smart.
that?
Like, he's one of the guys that he reads one thing and his brain automatically calculates it and puts it on his brain. And no matter 10 years, like, it stays there. He works for like very powerful people now, like in the U.S.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, he was naming off like the preamble, like amendments, like things. Like, we would have Jeopardy. He was our Jeopardy guy.
Oh, he's the guy.
He was the guy. Like, his goal was to win the Jeopardy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I was like, we would have Jeopardy night.
So he was Rosie Perez in White Men Can't Jump.
Yes.
Less hot. A little less hot.
Yeah, I love. And then one day he goes crazy and kept saying the heavyweights can't knock me out. So he tells Tom Lawler to knock him out.
So he's not that smart.
Like,
I mean, what you just said.
Like, book smart, but not like.
Dude, he went out.
He was out. He was snoring.
Oh my God! Didn't he get up and say, "I wasn't out"?
Yeah.
No, you were out.
So we had a lot of fun. You know, we did have a lot of fun. It was great. I think those guys became brothers, and it was a whole different.
Well, people bond through chaos, but I think every time I see The Ultimate Fighter, I always think that the best guy doesn't win.
No.
You know what I mean? It's the people that can deal with the adversity and deal with the chaos and just stay true to whatever it is you're trying to do.
But I believe that can like signify life to in itself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've been very self-searching for a long time. Like, every time I get motivation out of YouTube, you know, YouTube became my school for a long time, you know, and I watch like interviews from like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things is like, you can always come to me and tell me about my victories, and I don't really care about my victories because I was supposed to win. But when you come and talk to me about my losses, that's where I grow.
Yeah.
That's where, because everybody says we only grow and we only become better when we lose, but that's not true. Because if I go into a fight and I throw, the guy throws a punch and I slip it and I throw a 2-3, he goes out cold. That's a perfect fight.
Yeah.
But if I go in there and I don't slip and I get hit with the jab, then I throw my combination, I take a shot, he stops it. That's not a perfect fight. Even if I get the submission afterwards, because what happened? You didn't slip that punch. You should have learned, like, hey, I messed up. So let's say I would have won that fight right after that shot. So if you look at the big picture, yes, I won a submission. But me, nowadays, I'm like, no, like you wanted a perfect fight. You should have come in there. You should study your victory, because how'd you get hit? What happened here?
Yeah.
So now I look at both sides of the spectrum. I don't look at just, okay, a victory or a loss. So I'm trying to always learn. I'm always trying to become better.
What I did with you guys and still do today, if you fight on Saturday and you have one of those fights, like you win, but you got hit with the right hand, on Monday, we're working on getting away from the right hand.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves you in the room. All your teammates are like, I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
I saw Efrain. He did great. He won, but I don't want to get hit with that right hand.
Yeah, no.
So I think it's super important for us to embrace those are the growing moments, those uncomfortable things that you don't like. It's because you're not used to it. And that's where growth happens.
Yeah, so I was running a big security company with over 150 people, and being their boss, it's kind of like surreal, right? At first, it's like I feel like a kid, but now everybody has their own ways and everything. So one thing that I developed was the skills, the pressure. When I'm like under pressure, I work more efficiently, right? So I'm under pressure, I have to, but that's the only way to grow. And like if you stay staggered and you have everything under control, you're not growing. You're not getting any better. You have everything under control. You want to always grow and become better. So what's going to happen? You're going to take on 2 more contracts, and then next thing you know, you're going to be struggling. But guess what? Eventually, you're going to fill those 2 contracts up, and then
now you're comfortable again.
Yeah. And then you go. And I think that in life, that's what happens, especially with coaching.
Yeah.
It's like you get this guy and he's a meathead and he's just like, all power. And then all of a sudden he becomes an athlete, and it's just kind of like, okay, like I put in the work, you watch, you see, and you transition into.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's life. We are always in uncomfortable spots, and we got to learn to embrace those to grow from them.
Yeah.
And that's a hard skill, though.
Yeah.
It's not fun to be there all the time.
I'll use this platform to give a message to all the fans out there that watches. A lot of the times people are it's easy to judge a fighter, and I could have done that and I would have done that. But a lot of us don't understand that we only watch a fighter from the locker room to the cage. Now, what happens afterwards? We don't even watch him go back to his locker room. So, but we're very attentive to them when they walk from the locker to the cage. And then after, we're just kind of like, whatever. I would have done that. I would have done this. But we don't take into consideration when we write those messages on Twitter, when we say things what that fighter is going like, because this road of fighting can be a very lonely road if you don't have the right people around you.
Well, would you say that to you want somebody to talk to your mom like that? Like you're talking to, that fighter has a wife, he has kids, he has friends, he has teammates. He has a mom and a dad that love him very much. And just because he wasn't good for 10 seconds, you're going to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorite things about our society today.
Yeah, but
we lack perspective on real life things.
And I'm gonna give a perspective to all y'all fighters. All y'all fighters, like, just because they're writing all these things on there, and like, don't get your panties in a bunch. Like, remember, you're doing something you love.
Yeah.
And I always tell everybody, a lot of the times why I got through some of the things that I got through is because everybody remembers Conor McGregor when they kept making fun of him, like he's at the park doing that touch putt. I don't know if you guys realize it, but he's no longer touching butt. He's sitting in a yacht right now,
Sleeping on silk.
like somewhere around the world. Now I'm at the park trying to do touch butt. You know, it's like
I tried to touch some butt. I got in trouble for it. But, I thought I was doing my Conor McGregor. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, you're right. Like we got to be. I just think have perspective. Like,
have perspective.
if it works for you, do it. As long as it's not hurting me, we're good. You know,
that's it.
If it's advancing your life and your happiness, that's what you should do.
And also remember, like fighters, remember why you started. Remember, if you started because of the money, and so my buddy Steve, so I hit a point when I left the lab, and I was just kind of like in limbo. You know, I had my go throughs that I had to overcome. And it was hard. It was hard to overcome, but one day it was just kind of like, and I'll give you guys a perspective. I don't want to get too much off topic, but how did I make it through, right? How did you make it through your tough times? You know, I dabbled here, dabbled there. I started hanging out with people you shouldn't hang around with. But pretty much brings out a map of the U.S. and says, I want you to write your goals. Like write absolutely all your goals when it comes to financial, girlfriend, like kids, everything. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't have no sense of what I want. He's all like, I don't care what you want. I want you to put it on paper and I want you to write it down. So eventually I put everything down and says, okay, now I want you to pick anywhere in America, like map, old school, right? It says pick anywhere in America. So I picked Lincoln, Nebraska, and I put a little tip tab, or little tabbing things. He put in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he said, all right, cool. So if I gave you, right now, coach, if I was to give you a car, you don't have to worry about gas, and I said, drive to Lincoln, Nebraska, what is it that you do?
Get in the car and start driving.
How do you know how to get to Lincoln, Nebraska?
It's north. You follow the roads.
I know, but what do you do? You look at what is
look at the map. You put it on the map.
You said earlier. You said when I was like, I put GPS. Yeah. You're gonna, like to check traffic, right?
Yeah.
So GPS, we're gonna symbolize. We're gonna transmit it and make it. You're gonna game plan. So your game plan is you don't want to go to Las Vegas saying, "Am I in Lincoln, Nebraska?" Because you're going the opposite way, right? So whatever you wrote down, you got to make sure you write your plans to actually get to where you're going. If I was to tell you I'm going to go hunting tomorrow, and next thing you know, you turn on the TV tomorrow and you see I did a drive-by down in downtown Phoenix, you'd be like, "What are you doing, Efrain?" You know, and I say, I was going hunting. Well, you didn't look at your target. Yeah. So how can you hit your target if you never know what your target is or set your target up? So it says write it down. And eventually you're going to go, and us fighters and everybody that's watching, you're going to go down this path and you're going to go and you're going to eventually, you're going to run into some issues. You're going to get a flat tire. We're going to transmit that into, you're going to have a death in the family. You're going to have something major happens. And eventually don't try to keep driving with that tire flat, because eventually you're going to just like hit other cars. You're going to be messing around. You're going to be, you're going to go off track. So stop, fix yourself, do what you got to do, and eventually fix that tire and continue to move forward. Because I didn't fix the tire for a long time and I kept going everywhere. So I
kept running into the curb.
Yeah. So, and then eventually you're going to have speed bumps. You're going to have like things like that. And those speed bumps will be like bills, like things that happen. But one thing that every fucking guy does, and I swear to God, I've talked to a lot of people, this is what we do. Eventually we meet a girl. And we're so stupid to get out of our own vehicle and sit in their passenger side. And now we're helping them. And then we're like, okay,
that's funny.
We're going to make them and we're going to help them. We're going to give them. We're always about them, right? And we always put them. And then all of a sudden, your goals are gone. Your dreams are gone. Now it's all about her. And coach, you've seen it. You've been around.
I've seen girls and boys do that, hop in each other's vehicles. Yeah.
So then, and then they get tired of each other, and then all of a sudden they kick you out, and now you're no longer by your car. Now you have cold nights. You're like weird, and you're like walking,
trying to figure out where you left the damn thing.
Yeah, and then eventually you start finding it, and then your friends tell you words like, "Hey, we got to get you on the high horse," and then you start getting on the high horse, and you start going back again, and then all of a sudden you continue to move forward and you get back on your car and you start going back to your dreams. But eventually, remember to always keep your destination, where you're going to go. And if your destination is to be a champ, just because you get one victory doesn't mean
you're all the way there. Yeah.
Kobe Bryant would say, I don't celebrate. Why should I celebrate? Did we win?
Yeah.
Did we win the championship yet? Like, no. Like, okay, then no. Like, have a purpose between
I like
everything
it.
you do.
Did you feel that sense of purpose on The Ultimate Fighter, or were you just a kid still trying to figure out what was going on?
I didn't know the impact that it would have had. I didn't really. I was just kind of like, I'm living day to day. I'm going with the flow. I didn't picture the big
Your
spectrum.
destination.
I didn't know.
How do you feel about the show in retrospect, as far as growth as a fighter, growth as a person?
I think so during my moments, I ended up in jail. Nothing will beat being an Ultimate Fighter. I went to jail and I was like, this is cake. This is nothing.
Not as bad as the fight
Not
house.
as bad as the firehouse.
I don't have to deal with Judy Browning. I'm good.
Like, it was crazy. Like, I was not scared at all. Like, I walked in. At first, you're kind of scared because you see these guys tatted in their face, and I'm like, But then you remember, I went through that shit. Like, I had in jail, I had a tablet. In the Ultimate Fighter house, I didn't have a tablet. I didn't have nothing. You know, it was like, yeah, it was crazy.
That's hilarious. Well, we're gonna watch your fight with Philippe. You guys were on. Well, we'll talk about that later. How good was the win against Junie? Did you care?
I knew I was gonna beat him.
Yeah,
I knew I was gonna beat him, especially because somebody that talks, like, I was bulletproof at that time.
You were.
Like, there was nothing you can tell me that was gonna get to me. Like, oh, I'll beat you up. I was like, okay, let's see.
Yeah, let's find out.
Let's find out. Or anything. Like, so I thought he was wanting to get in my head.
Yeah.
So once I went in there and I go into the fight him and he's sitting down. He's not even like standing up. And I'm like, okay. So I tell myself, okay, you want to sit down? I'll put you on your ass.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to like hit him, hit him to sit him on his butt, but I couldn't. And then he tries to wrestle, and then I was just kind of threw me off a little bit. And
well, after he made, they don't want to see any wrestlers, and then he jumps in the cage. So now he's gonna wrestle you.
So let me backtrack a little bit on this. The Shane. So when me and Shane got into it, like in the Ultimate Fighter house, Shane looks at me. He's all like, Efrain, I'm gonna triangle you.
Oh, and you triangle him.
So he said, I'm going to triangle.
That's the best.
And so me and him, we're in the second round and we're fighting. And the Ultimate Fighter was 2 rounds. And if it's sudden death, we go to the third one, right? So I was like, I'm on the bottom, right? So I'm like, something's got to change. And I remember, I swear to God, I told myself, I have to pay rent. So I try to kind of do it like I'm a product. And now, it's like, I ended up sweeping him into a mounted triangle.
Well, it was nice when he pushed your knee. You just pushed that wrist in, went to the triangle quick, came over. But he was pretty worn out.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I watched that, and that he had a good moment that you were beating him up, and he was tired.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell he was ready for the fight to be done. And then he rolled to a leg lock, and you accepted the bottom. And I was like, I was shocked, honestly, because he was tired. And then when he pushed your knee, that triangle was slick.
It was
too good.
Yeah, it was at that time. I was like, there was no. I remember I told myself, pay rent. Next thing I beat him. Next thing here it comes. This is what we need. Another boring wrestler.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at him and I said, you're next.
Oh, is that why he flew over the fence?
That's why.
I wanted to know what you had said.
Yeah, I was like, I told him. And that's why afterwards I said, I told Minotauro, I said, I want him next. I want him next. And everybody wanted to see that fight.
Yeah.
Dana White. So Dana White came to me and was like, Efrain, it's your call. What do I do? Do I send him home? I said, no. That's when he said, like, we're not, this is not survival. We don't vote him off. We beat him off. And I'm like, wait, what?
Same survivor. Vote him off. Beat him off. That didn't sound good, did it?
Like, wait,
I
what?
remember that line, and everybody in the room said, "Did he say that?"
Yeah, we're like, wait,
It
what?
was supposed to be.
Yeah. I don't want to beat nobody up. Like,
Excuse me, I want to change my vote. Then
yeah.
let's vote him off.
Let's put him off, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, but the guys were contemplating. Like Christoph was like, "Man, we should just throw him over the fence."
Yeah.
Because if you throw you over the fence,
Then you're out of the.
then you're
thing.
out.
Yeah.
So we kind of like thought, well, we can't leave.
Yeah.
But if we throw you out, that means you left. So
Yeah.
we weren't putting two together.
Hey, but he was such an annoying cat.
He was.
Do you think he did that on purpose, or is that just his
No,
personality?
I think he wanted.
He just wanted the TV.
He wanted
time.
a TV time. He wanted to make a name for himself. That was his 15 minutes. You know.
God, do you want your 15 minutes like that though?
Well, you know, they always say good publicity to bad publicity.
It's all publicity, but what do you do with it then? Now you're just remembered as the asshole.
Yeah, but
Like you use that now, you're going to be UFC champion and you do the WWE flip. You were the heel, now you're the good guy. Well, he never got to be the good guy.
no,
He just
he ended up. Last time I heard, he got escorted out of the Philippines.
what?
Yeah, he had to ask for Salem or whatever. Like,
Oh no, asylum.
Asylum.
Well, I mean, I always didn't like. I like people just being themselves. That's my favorite. Just be genuine. If that's an asshole, then be that. You know what I mean? If it's a good guy, just be true to your nature.
Just be true to yourself. You know,
Because all that you there when I saw it, like again, this is kind of fresh for me because of this. I got to watch it again, and just seeing you. That's you. Like you got a little sarcastic smile, you got a great sense of humor, and you're not scared of anybody.
I'm not.
And that's how it was in the fight, the fighter house. So it wasn't you being disingenuous. It was you just being amplified a little bit because of the
It's
situation.
just putting some spotlight on whatever you do. You know,
So let's set up this Felipe Nova fight. All right, so we're on the preview of this thing. What was that?
we have no idea. Like, I
Do you
guess.
think he fainted for real?
Yeah, he did. Like we continue to ask him, like, were you just trying to make like TV? And he was like, no, I literally did.
How did he faint though?
Like he literally, I guess, because it's very hot.
Was it?
Yeah, and because we're cutting weight because we knew we had to.
Oh, everybody was there.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, like, people are cutting weight because you're not taking into consideration that we're about to fight to get into the house, and he was lock his legs. He was just standing under the lights, and I got him.
You get the nickname Fainting Felipe. That is not good.
Yeah.
So he's like he was a good fighter though. He was a jiu-jitsu guy. Just had gotten his black belt. Did you think about that at all while he was?
And not at the time. Like, so me and Philippe were training partners during the show.
And I wanted to ask you about that. Did that make it weird to fight?
No, me and him still remain friends still to this day. And one of the biggest things for me was like I got to test myself against my own friend.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was just kind of like I don't care who you're going. But he was doing really good. Like during the show, like I was scared. Like when we sparred, he would hit hard.
Yeah.
Like he would have hit me hard.
He, as I watched him, he looked the same to me. He looked like he was a little nervous to fight you in this fight. I don't know if that's the case, but seeing how good he looked in the house, I thought when you fought him, you were much better. I thought you'd improved a lot from the end of the season to that fight.
I was a complete different fighter.
Yeah.
I think I grew up like during those months because the show ended probably like in September for us, and I didn't fight till December. I looked at fighting
You were amazingly better. I thought like your stand up, you tend to pull away when you threw, so you missed some punches. I don't know if you missed any.
I was on point that night, and then all the extra pressure that was added because Dana White and Lorenzo walked into my locker room and gave me the Hecho en Mexico poncho.
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah.
I didn't know they gave that to you. I thought you had it made.
No, that was Dana White and Lorenzo.
You still have that, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Don't ever get rid of that thing.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He gave me that one, and then so my pressure was like, you got to present. Like you got Mexico. Like they're
Do you
men.
feel that was like a good pressure behind you?
Good pressure. Like I felt like I had a. So in Yuma, there, like, so here is like where I'm walking out.
Yeah.
So in Yuma, like those jerseys, the Mexico jerseys as well. So one of the things is in Yuma, there's this thing called the Tamale Festival every year, and people do a family reunions, people like that.
Yeah.
Well, they broadcast this one on the main screen for the whole town of Somerton.
How cool is that?
Yeah, like cars flipped that day. They were flipping cars. Like it was like
All 7 cars got flipped.
So like here, like, and it was crazy because it like right before it was not even like a fight before, like it was crazy when they gave me that gear. So it was just kind of like, oh my God, you have home Mexico, you got your hometown, you have everybody. But remember what I told you guys earlier, I thrived off of like beating people you're not supposed to beat.
Yeah.
And Dana White would always tell him this is the next Anderson Silva.
Next GSP, I heard him say that a couple of times.
So what was in my mind? You always beat people you're not supposed to beat.
Yeah, I like that. Now, who was cornering you for this fight?
We have Terrell Hudsinger, we got Santino DeFranco, and we got Anthony Leon. Anthony Leon was
He's another one that was from Pima. And he fought. Where did he fight?
He just fought like locally, like once, like nothing major.
Yeah.
But he is now he's a Sunnyside wrestling coach.
Oh, is he?
He's a great wrestler. When it comes to wrestling, like I don't know what happened to him. Like he was okay at Pima, and then he left, and then we saw him again, and he became like
a monster.
Yeah. And now coaching wise, like he was.
And he's a great coach, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you talk to him sometimes still?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So my coach. So I literally did with this one. I did my camp with the wrestling team as well. So I had wrestling in my background. So I went with my whole, like in my Pima years, right before we wrestled, the day before, our coach would tell us, you have to be able to go to dinner and eat with us. If you can't eat, you're at the wrong weight class. So figure it out. So that was our whole thing. So the day before this fight, or the day before the actual weigh-ins, I was able to eat dinner.
Wow.
So my cardio and my weight was
That's awesome.
control.
Well, because weight cutting wasn't always your strength in your career. Later
it
got harder for you.
It got harder.
Do you think you just grew in your body and it was harder to make it?
No, I just got lazy. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I remember when Yachty almost drowned you in Brazil trying to make weight.
God, you guys, man, when you guys locked me in that locker room, I was like, oh my God.
Oh shit! You know what I remember is Yachty went to go get whatever Epsom salts and remember the Brazilian cop, he gave us his baby pool because they didn't have a tub.
Yeah.
And so we put it in there and then it popped.
Yeah.
And so like everything was going wrong. And Yachty's like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm sitting in there with Tanquillo and I was like, I don't hear anything. You think he's okay? Like, I hope he didn't slip into the dang tub. Tanquillo went in and your feet were in the tub. That was the only thing. Fucking Yachty walked in and he goes, how's it going? I go, he's got his feet in there. What the heck? Threw that door open. You started fighting in there. I think you were worried he was just going to drown you.
Yeah. And then I remember, where was it? No, it was back in Brazil. Benson and Yachty.
Yeah.
They threw me in the sauna. The sauna and closed the door.
They just locked you in there?
Yeah, like they closed it. They shut it. I was like, let me help, please. So this is where I started to get a little nervous. But remember my mind. My mindset was crazy, right? Like I'm 22 years old. I can take on the world. But then this guy has all these muscles and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? You know, like I'm look all skinny and everything. Like
look at that hair, boy.
Like, man.
That is some thick hair.
Yeah, now
I've seen pictures of your boy. He's got that hair too.
He gets perms. Like for real, he gets perms. Like, and he's proud of it too. I'm like, God, don't tell nobody.
Son, you're killing me. Don't tell my friends.
Yeah, I'm like, nope.
All right, so what are you thinking to start this fight?
So I knew no matter what he ever did, he knew I was gonna wrestle. So I knew I had to keep my feet moving. I couldn't stay still because he hits hard with that right. So I had to stay away from that right. So I knew at the beginning I gotta get him frustrated. I want him to like come in and do something. So I knew the right came out right there. No matter what,
Right underneath it.
I
Boy,
had
he
it.
overcommitted so bad too. Hey, you know what I was thinking when I was watching these fights again? You don't really kick with your back leg. You use in all these fights. You only use your lead leg kick. Was that strategic or just you don't like to kick with the back leg?
So for me, the biggest thing when like my balance, like because I had wrestling so much in my arsenal.
Yeah.
So my mind was so fresh. So when he shot for my lead leg, I was not. I was okay on the defense.
Oh,
You know.
I see.
So
Boy, yours tagging him up.
see there, I started kind of building my confidence a little bit. You know, because I was able to like,
Well, and that's that Drew Fickett influence right there.
yeah,
Take everybody's back, choke everybody.
yeah. No, that was it was great here having the control. Like I didn't at first I didn't think I was gonna even get here, you know, because now I'm the wrestler. I'm the guy that can control you. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm fighting for controls. And so I became a different kind of fighter as I grew into this whole fighting career.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't care what position. I wanted to get you tired. I may want to make you cut like.
Effie, those are hard right hands, by the way. Holy cow. And you were wearing on him in that idea. Like he's feeling like he can't win this fight right now. Don't you think?
Yeah, right now I want him to like think. So right here when he gets to this triangle, I kind of get nervous. So I completely tell myself, roll completely. You have to roll. You got to stack them. You got to do something. So I'm kind of scared.
You did a great job keeping the leg trap, though.
Yeah, but see, I was like Felipe, like for me, it's like you get a position. In my mind, I was playing it more like you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I would put him in a bigger arsenal. Like if Benson takes your back, he's probably gonna choke you, you know. But I was like,
You don't know what this kid's got.
I didn't know what he had.
Yeah.
I just know he's just a black belt, you know. So
Well, you kept that leg trapped super easy. And again, same thing. He just overcommits so much on his punches. It's almost like he's okay being on his back.
so
You
that
think he felt like that?
yeah, he was okay going to the ground. So I continued to tell myself, you have to wrestle. 1 and 2, you got to wrestle.
Yeah.
You got to make him tired. And that's been through all my whole career. Even when I was like from my freshman year, sophomore year, wrestling, I didn't care if you were beating me by 10 points. Like come third round, I was going to
I'm gonna
outwork
keep
you.
going at you.
Yeah. So
I feel like you look ferocious to me in this round.
So Drew Fickett did a very good job at our training. Like my cardio was just beyond the roof.
Yeah.
Like this. I guess once I was trying to get there. Once you get there, I kind of got lazy, you know.
Well, sometimes, and again, it's been so long since I've seen these, and it was really fun to revisit. But like when you stand up, you throw hard. When you start doing jiu-jitsu, you stay kind of close. But like against him, you sat up and threw more than almost I've ever seen you throw.
I was just there. I had every single time that I'm there, I'm not supposed to be there. So even right there, I doubted myself. So I was feeling because I doubted myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm beating up. So I kept like going.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm winning.
Yeah. So I kept feeding off myself. I kept like enjoying that moment. And if you can tell, I'm resting some of the times too. You know? So, and once again, every single time he stepped, I knew I had to take him down. I knew.
Well, and he overcommits on all those things. Like he doesn't have good balance, which he fought in the UFC a little bit, but he didn't have the career you had. But man, his arms look good right there. I mean,
Philippe, I'm gonna make sure to tag him on this one. I'm gonna be like, yeah.
So how'd you feel going back to that first round?
First round, I knew I had it in the books.
Yeah.
I know I won it. I knew I had to continue. Once I saw his muscles, like I would when I was wrestling, I would look at your calves. If your calves were big, that means you would wrestle. I'll be scared. But when I was fighting, if I saw your muscles very flexed, that means I just got to continue to push you.
Yeah.
Now you're
You're
like
gonna
exerting.
burn.
You're exerting. So with him coming into the second round, he looked huge.
Do you think that he, like right there, he just used that huge blitz to come in? I think he felt a little desperate,
Yeah.
don't you?
Now,
Like he's feeling like I can't win this. I'm gonna have to do something big.
well, on that one, I just felt like it's the like you're losing it.
Yeah.
You have to switch it. You got to switch it. And I was not letting go. There was a time, we'll see it a little later, but during this fight, where I just start soccer kicking him.
Yeah.
Like I'm in my back, just like I want to do everything in that power to not leave it to the judges, you know. So
Boy, Felipe has no wrestle up game at all, does he?
no,
He doesn't want to.
no, he was a stand-up guy.
Well, and he, I mean, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu though.
Yeah, I know.
There has to be some connection between those things.
We later in life we did many years after we did a worlds we did a jiu-jitsu.
You had a submission grappling match, right?
Yeah. First round, like first 30 seconds, guillotine. Throws in a guillotine. I'm stuck in a guillotine for like 5 minutes.
And that's the whole match.
Yeah, shit. Like I was tired. I didn't train for that one. That's what I did.
You always had such a good guillotine, that grip. Like you had a different grip, that inverted grip you had. It was so tight. You know what's funny is Benson rolled around with Dustin Poirier a couple years ago. Dustin's a super cool guy. But he grabbed that guillotine. I was like, oh, that's the Efrain grip right there. I told him he was going to have to pay some tax on that one.
Yeah, it's the dividends, huh? Yeah. You know, the UFC, there was a lawsuit, so. Benson? No. So here, every time I continue, so in our eyes, every time he would put his hands down and shake it off, we wanted that. The more that he did that means you were doing a great job. So, as you can tell, like
every time he goes too far.
And he would be at a distance where the kicks would like be overcommitted and you had to step forward so we can grab that wrestling. And eventually it would just be a single. And then you guys all know the Effie.
Yeah.
Grab the single and I would just tap it every time. You know, funny thing about my nickname, my fight name, Dana White couldn't pronounce my name.
Efrain.
He would call me Efrain.
Well, and these guys, when they started, Efrain.
Yeah,
both of them. It
was crazy. So, I have the Hecho in Mexico tattooed on my back. So Dana White started calling me Hecho. Hey Hecho, come here. And I was like, he could pronounce Hecho, but he couldn't pronounce Efrain. And next thing you know, that's how I got my name. Hecho
really?
Mexico, because Dana White would have called me that.
Hey, it's a good nickname.
It's not about one, huh?
And you got the college wrestling, the USA wrestling tattoo on his shoulder too.
Yeah, that one was crazy. So the Hecho Mexico has a little crazier story. We were after a fight UFC with Drew Fickett, and he's like, we should all get matching tattoos. I said, yeah, we should get Hecho Mexico. You have a guy in Oregon, like a straight white boy, with on his shin, and then you got Drew Fickett with that one, and then myself.
Oh, Fickett's crazy, man.
Yeah, no,
he was so good. I think had he been able to keep things straight, he might have been a champion. You know?
Oh yeah. But see, so here on the position where I'm at, like no matter what I do, I want you to carry my weight.
Yeah.
I want to suffocate. Like I want to be on top.
Well,
and
the problem with Philippe here is that he's got no wrestle up options. He's just got traditional jiu-jitsu. He jumped into that. See you right on your head. That was sweet.
So the moment that kick made me think twice. But I got mad when he kicked me. That's why I slammed. That's why I did that shot. But it was one of those, like, he kicked me hard, and I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, really? Here you go. You know, like, you'll see it right here.
I love that you put him on his head. that same thing, leg lock, he almost ducked into that. That was dangerous, but the answer is so good. And the result is him just not having any balance throughout. Like he's just going on straight emotion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now this one, this third round was very weird for me because I knew I had won the first 2 rounds,
Yeah.
so I wanted to play around and I wanted to show you that I could box. And he's gonna hit me with this right
And-
now that I say, nah,
I can wrestle.
Like
Ooh.
right there, and I'm like, nope, back again. So he hit me with that right, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm done. I was just kidding. Like, why are you taking it serious? Yeah, no, that one was crazy.
Well, and I always not laugh, but people laying there in their guard trying to land that stuff, and you're just because you can't get up.
Yeah.
It's not effective, and you're just losing time.
See, now this is I'm 4 minutes away telling myself, you're 4 minutes away from doing the unbelievable.
Yeah.
That you wanted to quit. You wanted to lose to get into the house, and you're 4 minutes away
That's awesome.
from like winning the whole thing. How many people applied? How many people did it? And you ended up winning it. And this is where it became. I started getting nervous, so I kind of started slowing down a little bit. So I kind of started walking back. I'm kind of like moving. So as you can see, I'm stalling now.
Yeah.
I'm not really like.
You're not being as aggressive with your footwork either.
Yeah, because I thought about it. It reached my mind. It was like, you can actually win this. And this is when I started kind of believing, as you can see that.
That was close too.
Yeah. So see, but once I got to the wrestling, I did that.
He didn't have any answer for it.
Yeah. So now even my punches, I'm not getting up. I'm not throwing. I'm being very conservative at this point. I started
You
believing.
came out like you wanted to rip his face off. And I honestly, that's maybe the best I've ever seen you. We've been 30 fights together.
Yeah.
And just you with that aggression, it's very hard for him you had him on his back foot bad.
I was talking to Kyler Phillips a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of believe in myself too. Like if I would have kept at one point in my life, if I would have just believed in myself, I would have been a top 5. If it comes with the mental behind everything that you do, and I believe this fight made me who I am today, because God. So see, I'm very, very conservative. Like I realized what I was about to do, and the moment I realized what I was about to do, I got scared.
Yeah.
So don't get scared. Don't know whatever might happen happens. So he's elbowing the bejesus out of my shoulder. Like it's hurting at this point.
Well, and this is a legit bottom striking position. Those do hurt. And that his sort of meat hook to the omoplata is a good position. But you keeping the other leg means he can't rotate out of there either.
So I'm more scared because he's trying to go for the omoplata. That's what I'm thinking, you know? So I'm thinking omoplata, next thing you know, I'm going to end up on bottom. And remember, he punched me with the right in the first round, like in the beginning of the round. So I'm not thinking to myself, I don't want to get hit again, you know?
Do you think he's winning? Did he win this round on the scorecards?
I'm thinking he's winning.
He's winning a little. I feel like he is, because you've definitely taken your foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, like I tell you, I'm not lying. Like I look back on all my notes, and like going back to my book, the moment I realized I was about to do something incredible, I almost stole myself from that. You know.
Yeah.
By letting go of the gas.
That's tough though. It can be. I mean, it's hard to stay in the moment.
But
It takes discipline to stay in that moment.
man, but once you realize, you beat people you're not supposed to beat. Just thinking about that, beat people you're not supposed to beat. You're going to outwork people you're not supposed to. And that's exactly what I was doing. So this is where I started doing the scissor kick. I'm just like, get away from me. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like I was just like,
I'll do this for 25 seconds,
I
no
didn't
problem.
care. So I am about to shock the world, and I know it. You know?
I don't know why he's not going for it at this point. You got to know you're down 2, right?
Well, scissors. my scissor kicks weren't letting him. But
Those are deadly.
So I just like hug him here, and I'm like, I knew I did it. So I knew. You see me smiling. You see, I knew what I just did. It was. So this is the most
Nerve-wracking moment.
Nerve-wracking moment. You kind of like, this is where the whole lift your hands after for the judges.
Yeah.
Like, this is where it was starting to begin.
But literally for 2 rounds, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
For them to hold his arms up is like, yeah, I mean, you won the last round, but
it becomes very, like, we've been in situations where we're like.
No, I had one this past weekend where we won, and I thought we lost. Like,
really?
if I had the scorecards, we would not have won. And we won it. But I've lost some that I thought we won. There's been both of those. You and I have been in the corner together for some pretty close fights.
Oh, yeah.
And
this is where, Minotauro was here. And Minotauro had already told me, you won the fight, man. He had already come to me. But if you see, this is where it became surreal to me. It became surreal because I started to realize what I just did. As soon as I got back to my locker, the UFC assigned a publicist to me.
Did they?
A Mexican publicist.
Wow.
That would, they pretty much told me, whatever you do, you call him. Whatever you want to post, you call him. So.
Well, that Budweiser deal came through. Wasn't that a first too?
So Dana White called my cell phone.
I like that. That's a good smile.
So this is where it became kind of crazy, the Dana White interviewing you,
Attaboy. He liked picking you up.
Oh man,
he picked you up all season.
He was a bully. like one day I showed up, and they kept telling me
Joe Rogan with some hair on it.
Yep.
That sounded dirty. I like that.
Oh,
Put
man.
some hair on it, Joe. What's funny was we were talking about how much better your striking was. You went back a little bit as you went longer. Had you stayed like you were in the first round, I think you finished that guy.
Oh.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was amazing, the skill development that happened.
So that was what changed my life, Now, getting to the UFC was fun. In the UFC was even more fun, but it was it's like I'll give an advice to every fighter that's out there and has ever thinking about fighting. Get yourself right mentors, people, coaches.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's like riding a roller coaster. There's going to be ups and downs. But when you guys ups and downs with the right people, it's like you get to enjoy the ride because you're not blindfolded.
Yeah.
When you do it by yourself and you think like sometimes you're blindfolded, and then when the hill goes down, it kind of catches you by off guard. I mean, so go out there and surround yourself with great people, with great mind likes. And you by far have been a big major part in shaping the person that I am today by many fights, many fights that we have. And trust me, I'm John Crouch, BJJ for life.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. You've had a great career though, long, like all over the world. I mean, just crazy experiences. Brazil, Russia. Remember, I had to wrap your hands with like 3 different kinds of gauze and a box cutter. Do you remember that? I was like, I think I'm going to kill you, right? And I was the IV in Brazil. We were in the car for 5 hours to have the IV not work. They pulled in the favela. You thought I was going to have a heart attack. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, no. You just started laughing. I'm like, you'll be fine. Brown skin is going to be good here. This white skin is not going to be good there.
It was coagulated already by the time we got back to the hotel.
Well, remember so we'd driven so long that the blood coagulated in the IV. It didn't work. So you pulled it out of there and you messed with it. You went Mexican style on it. And you're like, okay, here's the needle. Just start it, coach. And I'm like, Effie, I never started one before. It's just right here. I'm like, all right, it worked.
It worked.
It worked, but fucking craziness.
Remember, we have a good relationship now. Shout out to my baby's mother. But that lady freaking stabbed me 7 times.
And then I started it.
Yeah.
No, I warned her. I go, if you stab it one more time,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. And she got it. Oh, I can't believe it worked. I'm
Yeah.
like,
oh, it was creaking like everyone says the tip. What? You're like,
the fact that she would just stab you to make you suffer, God dang.
yeah, we have a lot of memories, and it's like, I'm glad now. You know, by the way, I was scheduled to be in Russia this weekend to fight, but the guy pulled out.
Did he really?
Yeah, he has less than 10 fights. So Russia's actually was like, they were trying to put me like to win, you know?
Help you out a little bit.
Help me out. And they were just kind of like, nah, they pulled out. So we're not going back to Russia anytime soon. But yeah, I am ranked number 3 in the world for karate combat.
That is the longest trip I ever took, was when we went to Moscow to fight. I went to New York or whatever, I don't remember, Philadelphia maybe, to Warsaw for an 8-hour layover, and then to Moscow with a guy that didn't speak English. I thought I was getting sex trafficked. Luckily, I'm ugly, so I know that's probably not it. We do the fight, then I go to China, and then I go to Tokyo, then to LA, and then back home.
But we went around the world.
Around the world.
We literally went around the world. I
almost saw that heavyweight guy get killed in front of us because they didn't want to.
My God.
Poor guy.
So I did. So I went around the world a couple of times now, and so I pretty much did the math. It took me. It would take me 62 hours on a nonstop flight, like flying time. Not it. That's what it took us, flying time. Just imagine what took us in the layovers,
dude,
everything.
Crazy.
Like, it's crazy. But other than that, I'm so glad, and I'm so blessed to have shared many moments with you on this. And I believe now there's nothing any other fighter can bring that you haven't seen.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I'm calloused. I'm good. Yeah. I've seen it before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, put some badges on that, you'll be good.
We did this 15 years ago. You're not shocking me.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
No, man, I just want to thank you for coming, you know. Like, you helped me grow as a coach. And one thing I loved about you, and I wanted to make sure I said today, is that no matter what happened, I'll put it like this with this little story. Win or lose, I'd get back to the hotel room and you would have your clothes on, ready to go. Like, yeah, I'm going out. And I'd be like, I can't. Yeah. And I use that as an analogy for life. Like, you're always ready to go for the next thing.
You know, I always use one thing that you said. You said to us, we were in Vegas and we had to come back and we set up a fight, like a sparring session on a Sunday or something like that, because Benson was fighting on a Sunday. And you said, I remember you pulled me aside. I was a little beat up, and you look at me and you're like, man, you, Yachty, and Victor, I swear to you, you guys can have one leg, one arm, and like it doesn't matter. You guys will go in there and be like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. And you're missing 2 legs.
Yeah.
And 2 legs.
No, I'm good. This is how I normally spar.
And I always think about that story, because it's like, no matter what, just show up.
Yeah. In
life. Just show up. Try to be good. Eventually, people are not gonna like you. Okay, cool. You're gonna have downfalls. But as long as you do good and you continue to show up and strive to be better, eventually somebody's gonna be like, you know what? At least he's fucking trying.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, you know.
Well, and in your heart, you always tried. More importantly. So that's one of the things I just love so much about you. As one thing you've been a role model for me, is that it's just the next thing, man. Just let it slide off and let's go to that next thing. You have to like, don't. I was talking to a guy a couple weeks ago, and he actually pulled me aside and was like, hey man, thank you. And I was like, well, thank you for what? He's all like, I took my first loss very bad, and the fact that you just told me that life continues to go and I have an opportunity to grow. And like, I was at a very dark place. Like, I was like thinking about throwing in the towel and like doing all this stuff. And I'm like, you know, everybody, no matter what you do, you're gonna lose in life. Yeah.
There is more losses than wins in the whole entire life. You will lose more times than you win. You will fail many more times than you actually will succeed. But guess what? That's life.
Yeah.
So
what's next?
What's next? Like, if I sit here and I dwell And I keep thinking like, man, continue to beat myself up because that didn't go that well. And I'll tell you this. I'm gonna tell you guys this story and probably the last one, all right? So the next thing you're gonna have to read the book. My son is 9 years old. He tells me and reminds me every single day, hey dad, look, I can do a push-up. One day I'm gonna beat you up. And he tells me things like that. Like one day I'm gonna beat you up. So I'm gonna stay a little ahead of but
you better keep moving.
But he tells me, Dad, I need some guy advice. And I'm like, okay, cool, done. Like I'm like, I've been training my whole life
Here's
for
the
this,
moment.
right? He's like, well, it's not really an advice. So he's like, takes my moment away, right? So I'm like, okay. He's like, I need to go to the store and I need to get Valentine. I got my Valentine, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. So we go crazy. Flowers. We get a big bear. We get teddy bear. We get like balloons. We do the whole thing. I'm excited. It feels like I'm going
to Valentine's. Yeah.
So he has a Valentine, and he's all like, okay, Dad, how should I ask her? And I'm like, wait, what?
You don't have one yet?
You don't have one? What?
Hey, he's making plans for the future.
I'm like, we bought all this stuff already.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but you taught him. He set his GPS.
Oh man! So
now he's just figuring out how to get there.
So my son goes on Valentine's to his So now I'm nervous. I'm like, this is out of my control. And he walks in, and I guess I drop him off at school. He takes everything, goes all nice. I'm waiting the whole day. I'm like, oh, what'd she say? I pick him up. So I get my son, and I'm like, what'd she say? And my son looks at me. She said no. I was like, so I'm in shock now. He's all like, and he turns around and says, it's okay. I'll get her next year.
Oh, shit.
So,
boy.
And I was like, where is all the stuff? She's all like, she kept the teddy bear and the balloons, but I took the chocolate and I ate it. I was like, good.
Attaboy.
He became friends with his mom. He became friends with his friends. Next year, that was his Valentine.
Attaboy.
Like, I was like, oh my God, he's a psycho. He's like he stuck to that girlfriend. He has a problem. He needs to go to therapy.
Like father, like son.
But I take that. I think that just kind of resonates with what we were talking about. It's just like, take the loss. But he wasn't sad about it. He was very adamant to tell me, hey, we'll get her next year. And I was like, are you okay with it? I would have been like, no, no, screw her. Like,
we don't give me that bear.
Yeah, we don't want her.
We're gonna light the bear on fire on the front lawn.
Yeah, and it's just like everything. And then he hits me with one of his own, and he says, "Dad, it's okay because I thought about the teddy bear. And he's like, if you want to shop without looking at the price, we have to work without looking at the time." And I was like, okay, stop it, boy.
All right, boy.
All right, boy. But he told me once he said that, I was just kind of like, and that's where I started. Like, I started my own company, Escudero 360, and that was because of Escudero. That was because of that little kid.
That's awesome.
That little kid put some thought into me, and I was like, man, if I wanna shop without looking at the clock, without looking at the price, you're gonna have to work when nobody's watching.
I love that.
When you're gonna train, you gotta put the hours. You gotta, like, if you want it, go get it. You put in the hours. Look what you're doing afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, how many times I remember you used to be the editor. You used to be the film guy. You used to put all our videos together, the highlights, what happened
after we finished the
thing. When you said I was getting ready, you were on the computer. You were doing all this stuff. You were doing all the behind the scenes for us without you taking any credit of it. So let me be the first one, or not the first one, but let me be one of the people that stands behind you and says, you've been doing a great job, coach, and thanks to you, everybody, my kids still remember you, and you're part of my life forever. So,
oh man,
thank you.
That means a lot.
No.
I'm super psyched we did this because I got to see some things and hear some stuff that I didn't know, and I thought I'd seen a lot. We've been through a lot, but hopefully there's a lot more to come.
Oh, trust me, there will be, and I might just show up here on a one Saturday morning at 12.
Let them know.
And just remind them who Echo is,
I love you, Efrain.
Coach, thank you very much. Everybody, train hard.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.